give Maryland a lot of credit. I thought they came out with a terrific plan, and they came out kind of ready to shrink the floor on us and take away some options, and then they really came out basically saying, hey, we're gonna roll with Cowan and Herder, and you know, we expected some of that, and I thought they were way more physical and tougher than we were in the first 10 minutes. But our guys responded. We've never played some of these lineups that we played in this game, and I didn't necessarily go into it thinking we were going to play some of these. I say that I had a passing thought that we might play some of these lineups, but the game kind of required it, and boy, we had so many bright moments. But Andrew Dockage's lift there in the first half was a game changer in a lot of ways.
Coach, obviously you said in the opening statement there, you know, you guys didn't exactly play that well in the first 10 minutes. You took the timeout. And obviously you guys, I think, went on like, I think it was 24-6 runs, something like that. And then obviously ended up being a rout. What was the message during that timeout that, I mean, it just kind of, I mean, it switched pretty fast. What was the message during that timeout?
Well, what I can say publicly is we got to play harder. We got to act like we care a little bit on the defensive end. And if you don't, a team like Maryland, with their guard play and their ability and their it's going to be a long night. It's going to be a long night. You know, obviously they're down a few guys, but I've seen them play really well, being down a few guys because of how gifted they are. So, and because of the position Mark puts them in. So, you know, we just challenged them. We had some really poor missed assignments, and we really lacked some attention to detail. And it wasn't all young guys. It was a combination of some young and older guys.
You mentioned after Michigan State that you were surprised, but you wanted to see how they responded. Were you surprised by the response? And then at what point are games like this the expectation for them?
No, I don't think you ever, you know, I think it's an expectation that our effort and our attention to detail and our focus is what it needs to be. I don't think we can ever expect to make 17 threes in a game. I guess that's what I mean. I think that's unrealistic. We made some shots tonight that on an average night we're probably not going to make. We threw some things in there, although our guys did a great job sharing the ball. But I don't think you can necessarily expect these kind of offensive numbers. What we can and need to expect as a coaching staff is that we'll have you know, 40 minutes of better attention to detail and a defensive focus about us. And like I said, I think our guys did that for about 30 minutes. And you know, I need to get them more ready for those first 10 minutes.
You touched on Andrew Dockage and what he gave you. These last 3 games, it seems like he's given you an incredible lift off the bench. Did you think you were going to get this much from him when the season started? And how important has he been in these last couple of games for you?
No, I did not expect this. Yeah, I mean, I saw him in high school. I recruited him in high school when I was at Gardner-Webb. So we saw him and liked him as a player, son of a coach, tough, competitive. He needs to keep his mouth shut a little bit more out there on the floor with some of the things. But yeah, I mean, I thought he, you know, when I saw him in high school, I thought he was competitive and tough-minded, and you know, I knew Dan, so I knew he had a real competitive streak in him, which I really wanted. That's for what, 4 years ago. And then, you know, we saw practice footage, which was really the only thing you could go off of. And I think the practice footage didn't show a whole lot, right? So we didn't expect this. He's been much better defensively than I anticipated. But I think that speaks to his maturity, and it speaks to his understanding, you know, being well coached for 4 years with John. But you know, I didn't go. I'd be lying if I said I expected this. I wish I
Chris-
could say that, but I can't.
Chris, first of all, you can't expect a Dockage to keep his mouth shut.
Yeah, I know.
But, second, the question, you mentioned these lineups that you haven't played. A few times when you were small out there, Maryland was big, two
Yeah.
bigs.
Yeah.
Do you just roll the dice and see what happens for a little bit, or do you think you've got 5 better small guys that can beat their 2 big guys and 3 small?
It depends on how tough your small guys are, really. And I think that's, if your small guys are soft, you're in trouble. 2 or 3 of them are soft, you're in trouble. I think if you're going to be smaller, then you better find a way to dig in and be a little tougher. And that's what Andrew provides for us. That's what Jay Sean's versatility, like we've not played him at the 4 this year at all. And we had to tonight because they weren't guarding him. And then they started out not guarding him or Andrew. And then when you had Caleb out there too, the floor was so, it was we couldn't do much. So I think the ability to play smaller and then hopefully defend. Those guards did a good job fronting in the post when they got posted by bigger guys. That was good to see.